go down.
In this case, so one of the boy here for the boy is you the more the security agencies and I say oh the boy here for.
This current electoral commission is not serious. So.
Hey,
and next a Ghana ha. When you MPP Mpamba, NDC Mpamba, electoral commission headquarters in Rebeba.
Yes, your mom say Jabeto because Ghana here the pie the one ye to be a mom say Jabeto Anna.
When you a dear actually, district officers, regional officers, and the beer, I said that Tiamrao. Problem, Nuna, every headquarters of the electoral commission.
And then I'm here.
Oh, Omoya Niama in camera, and a Bosman Asade, the MPP for Bosman Asade, or MPP in 2.
The person who are there putting on my year because we want to address that. Then putting a ECIA and Tom and Fakwemo, Amma, Senia Nemo Yin and Fakwem.
Easy, and Rochester is a very easy budget during registrations and elections. And the government would have to provide that resources for the electoral commission through parliament. And very again probably easy to me a provision here. Except the Usa through village about this capital and have register. A hardship him na Ghana Fuata could line, na network in Yejuma, Nani Panasa Quata to Abba. Or Bremunina, it's avoidable. After Easy Muapayobi and Omwa Posse, Ghana could be the because the more the number, the more the government will become unpopular.
But prior to all this, I'm target almost 60 and about 600,000. Almost exceed it. Why do you still blame them?
EC is not statistical authority. The population census organ has. But embrace, the population census doesn't capture everyone. In fact, even the span of period that population census, things that is yearly. Population census is not done yearly.
Yearly.
And within the period, a lot of people every month 10, 18 years, every day, a lot of people every week, every month. And even within that period, it is not possible for you to set a target of the number of people who you want to register. It is to make room, make accessible provision for all Ghanaians. Say every year, who 1 month, then if 10, now we register, who they want with you. And you should measure a particular target of the population and say, this is my target to register. That's why it has never happened, sir. We had a certain number of a budget of ballot printed. We expect that a lot of people will not come and vote until we print a certain target. We don't do that. It has never happened in this country. Number 2, electoral commission is a work of consensus. Political parties, MPP, NDC, enemy, Mokroda. But near one constitution, I say, woman, so, Emrano, AECI 91 Regulation 8, it says electoral commission ever appoint a returning officers for registration and for election. But the electoral commission compile a dini year. They are called proposed candidates for nomination. Regulation 3, Section 3 of Regulation 8, you should send official copy of the list to political parties to peruse and make contribution or objection to the list that you have provided, so that it doesn't happen that one political party in Kofu and all the returning officer. The reason the law says so is that commission must ensure that you have the trust and confidence of all political parties and the population generally, that you are organizing a free, fair, and transparent election. That is very credible enough.
In this case, you know, do you see these things going? Who sasane will be a cost easy for Mujumedi Omudin?
Men say why you cry and I can't want them ya. You meant I never did what the law says. I done I share registration at you know. No, be a press conference card or no appointed recruitment officer, returning officers. The recruitment now why and also no. For only for 2024 election, but we'll be used to the same people for the registration as we are going to start. You see, you cannot do that. When you do that, you will have your way, but the backlash is disastrous. Meaning, I can tell you, elections can degenerate the spirit of this country. I can tell you very easily. We can reference many countries are election are today they are post-war country.
So if you know all these things, then say why don't we have a consensus build enough? Yenhwe ne puma sibre na yenhwe ha say enkososa.
Yeah. The okopto ba no mpe okra only with them. The if in himself oh na do abon pa so wo mamawia abanu mu afra no onya no nyansa kwan so. Look, we will keep telling Ghanaians that that's a wild allegation. How can Nanado no be born a passer who may be a mano? How? Oh, but everything points to the fact. I will come to that, but I'm just saying, sir, the current woman at the commission is very dangerous. Me, I'm a student of security, and she is a threat to the peace, stability, and democracy of this country. I'm telling you. And
an independent body headed by Jane Mensah, and I'll say.
No.
Or you're dangerous, or you're threat to the nation. But yen him say yen quite fast way the electoral commissioner. No baby dear nim. Tama na this one MPP card the same thing. FR I am a me no so one. The same thing. Why don't you allow the commission? Ne juma mo yen juma de asom so omunye omajuma.
Me MPP for now one more kind of man because you see when they don't agree they must stick to it. I will not fall to the MPP. But today, we are saying, say, Manya Kamrana Tell, the Emrana Jumatia. I didn't know when the Emrana so. It's not difficult. In any case, no political party will be scrutinizing so much of names, but follow the law. In the absence of the law, you are being arbitral. And when you become arbitral, it is subject to suspicion, subject to mistrust, subject to scrutiny of politicians in a manner that is avoidable. So, number 3, that DBR machines here, I unim, yefi say a commission on it, I know na kabum, and woman for machines, no, and woman after the woman did it be to so. Now, all of modia and the machines so sound so bad system movie, never call abato. But Nyamin Chadie, NDC have built a system that is twice stronger than what any other person uses in this country.
Meaning, Chemuye, what system na NDC for build there that is stronger?
Meaning, Mr. Okwasiani a trying to show us some prensa.
Ayano what to boss kakra. Ayanopa.
Okay.
Me say ayano what to boss kakra.
Okay. 2016, almost young political results. 2020, obviously, I'm quality results. But let me tell you, 2024, you have quality results in a record time before any other political party will collect results in this country.
That means most you there from my last experiences. Okay.
And you can say, yes, all the errors is deliberately commit. And the test said the political parties are ready. What is the MPP? I think they detected that. I think detected that.
But that's what I can say. But as to the detection, that one, I can't hold brief for that. Yes.
MPP are almost noise. And if you say one more credit, they don't have. We have it.
Okay.
And we talk to the issues. MP, you see, almost a machine so no person one year. That reverse engineering, no. But Nyamin Chadie, Yetinia Anya, serial numbers of all machines are engaged in this registration exercise.
How did you do that? Because almost say illegal to get that. The I'm that serial numbers. But that's what the AC said because to me at tamper with the electoral process. In T and no person the memo.
No, the men are no or the contract or MPPs one or no which is capable of tampering with election results.
Contract bank. Yes, you are the only time Busa contract bank agreements are J.
Let's say you grew up.
Maybe what can see until Mammy Busa says, what come at Tom and Fortune? So you point it out so that we address the issue, near addressing it once and for all.
Pensioners hotels, yeah,
Snake hotels, no.
I want to consultant.
Why couldn't a consultant?
The
mensa couldn't a consultant. You.
So I'm not pensioners near my. And she's not credible. That's what they know. NPP knows that we know. But you see, we are so determined that also I can't tell you now on the Bible chrono. But let me tell you, as I'm the phone young Quatiapo, as I'm the phone young Quatiapo, many of them, as I'm the boy over four. As I'm the phone young, I already share one more. So, call the business. O can incorporate a business money a year. Omutimi face customer year as and before. The castle will be near here if you are Sante and a baby dear. One young Quatiapo, woman who Quatia there, or it may identify. Abaya, Abong, Aboko, who say after near my crew, Ubi that antifobica could be three. Ubi that anti-region, the bedding Quatam. The Biamecase, 2024, no. Asante and the best in your Ghana, I think.
Okay.
A hinia won't bet you. I say, a kola or ya kolaboni a tigaso. Baumian and Akufa, the woman near the Krama woman. Unfortunately, President Akufa has forgotten, sir, at his age, 80 years, or on an uncountable ever Ghana, I think. So, one more problem with the crowd, one by you. And then, Nana do baba aware maso kopi dwuma eba wo ma wo wo ma be ko school wo Ghana and who say Ghana no Ghana sabio yetini ahwe e de wa be president no say no so wetini transfer ma ko no bopen akofo wa ba enu a enya Asante na wo be cover.
All right. Remember the substantive issue. And summit course so any omampeni that dance mokoka or honafe the vice president samokoka. Nay, vice president call for debate between Ono and Mahama. And I was say na by no abo modern e basa yenhye niema wa ban mu a eche mudie no. Or the best person nay or person odi eye a governor nim. Mintie will take on this.
All that the vice president is the most unserious politician I've ever seen in the history of our country. And you see, the time has come for us to stay to be a bit. At the time when last 2 months, the CD wanted to split. It was a very stable kakra. I am a stable kakra. And we all know that it's not because they are doing anything serious. It's because the IMF money is pumped into the system. Okay. Way money laundry under this government, a lot of money laundry.
And what will you have done to stabilize the city? Because that may help. Yes.
When I may and I may say, yeah, what a vice president, President Akufo-Addo brought Bawumia purely because of the name deal. Onye will be at some you the grassroots that you are possible to you. One day, a confirmed by say, Una won in Dia with India Bois, Ama Yasua Duyan, Ama MPP, Ayam and Yosamua. Woman himself, Vice President Eddie Obetimidi Yamati. And now we are seeing, you know, who said, but the economy, a better tribunal. No Vice President, and I'm room, a pope, so one pet, some Catholic bishops in Ghana, and go to my MPP. One will be president. That is a lazy vice president. Today that we are speaking, the city is cheap. One city is $1 to 15 cities. ansana anya money be tell bro chaba me do Ghana hano na dollar no percentage of interchanges no akọ enim we lose to Kenya. I expect a serious vice president who is a flag bearer willing to go for election will be calling for consensus in business class, NDC, MPP, that is what a serious person does. And some trouble woman will be Anthony Nimdi Emra near Beya or how you bet me Asano. Many other party decision because and then who got guerrilla and then NDC for one woman to MPP for Toby, and Central for Toby, a soldier for Toby, a police for Toby. Who got top fuela will be our driver car, and your MPP and your NDC in order to. And young Naya, what's here? And young Naya come home, and we say a binding episode, a political party. But they are what's here? As young Naya game of mine near Kaboom, near that resolve the problem. One for travel in Kankaya, and then go debate. It's nonsense. It's a nonsense talk. So young debate. Who has time for debate? What has debate brought to this country? By this time, when I say, hey, and confront the hospital, I will move vice president young debate.
As I debate, at least will bring out things that Mumio Nunam bet me. Ghanaians will know more. Agree a woman trim, young person to be boa a mine, or make our money a year the MPP. I agree a woman trim.
This is not a time for Ghanaians to see anybody, Yenim Muhammad, Yenim Baumia, and Yenim Akufado. They know everybody. And I'm saying, and now it is government's responsibility to make sure that it is government's responsibility to make sure that and Crawford and Nima need your Ghana ha come on the Kofabano. Yes, sir, woman, Emma woman to Kofaba.
Yes, Abobia Becasia. Abobia Becasia or Hosson Westiano. And here I say Joe Biden. Donald Trump so omra no munye debate omukra area omusuano. Sometimes they do these things. Don't you think about Buama Ghanaians say where exactly to channel our votes to?
But Joe Biden $1 no mutidi yeti divo there hena o ahode.
Say the dollar in the year stick.
Oti kromu ha $1. 1 cedi $15. $1 15 cedis. Put the Chrome who salary out 2,000, 3,000, over $300 per. Now, one who Donald Trump, Biden table, so I think their systems are working.
Okay.
The gun has to go out the table, so documents I am on to me ready.
But so waka system mean? Waka system mean? The two parties now to blame because okay, was system around here. Could be way, no be about way. Don't you think it's time say yeah, these structures in a
2015, Ghana would say the war how John Mahama didn't say that let's go for debate. Or see young consensus, MPP, NDC. Business community. Who am I be Nimdi Ewamatum? Mumma. I may have said ye bit me as far than I know. Ebia, ya, you are buying you whom you may ye. Who am I on say move to me, and it will be a Kushia declaration. Did Wagana Katapi. It helps us to stabilize our economy at the time. So I'm saying, sir, let's get serious. This is the time for government to be reconciliatory. Says the CID who knows Kakra. And the woman trust to support a business community who are more import. Mumrama Trayan, Sadia Betimia, Amamujumana Koso, Amagana for what over. Factories are collapsing, businesses are collapsing, businesses are losing their capital. Put the Canada see and debate. It is not a serious conversation.
Right, Mustafa.
Trump, Joe Biden, no, America, America. One a bag of rice saying, and next a bag of rice, 10 years ton Ghana has a tin of milk, not a 80 pesos worth in 2015, and now a 8 cedis 50 pesos worth. What they got to Trump Trump and Biden. Uko America, they can't do insurance at your health. And Ghana, your health insurance are collapsing under President Akufo Addo Baumia. The uncle debate, young people to Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
Mustafa,
Donald Trump invaded tax. You didn't see court. And then so the now the PPM panel court. But I can tell you, he will be one of the first presidents who will be stripped of his protection and prosecuted when he becomes the former president. Take it from me today.
But I see, Mustafa,
can go to heaven and come down. He can go to heaven and come. And come. Ghana 40 minutes. Now what he has said. Now when Yaria will prosecute President Akufo Addo for all the crimes he has committed in this country.
But I see, Mustafa Gandhi. Thank you very much, Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, NRTC, and AD and Common. My uncle na fe yentie eyem panyifo no mi no abiu ne yenhwe omo. Oko Facebook a obetimi enyan ne yenhwe the former President John Dramani Mahama ekan ewo CEO summit no ase yewia na yeti the Vice President so and sama ono so editu dwa yentie former President no ensem nansa yato aso.
Technology and AI transformation. I'm deeply committed to fostering business growth. As leaders in our respective industries and champions of economic progress, we are acutely aware of our country's current challenges and difficulties. Today we stand at a critical and troubling crossroads. Our beloved country, Ghana, has become a bankrupt, collapsed economy due to poor leadership of almost 8 years. This leadership has failed Ghanaians and yet refuses to accept or even take responsibility for the most reckless management of our economy known in previous history. This has plunged our nation into an unprecedented economic crisis and is reported to have pushed more than 800,000 of our fellow citizens below the poverty line. Unemployment has jumped to 14.7% from 8.5% in 2017, the highest level recorded in the history of the Fourth Republic. Inflation is above 25%, and current interest rates range between 30 and 50%. The exchange rate, which was previously at 4 cedis to the US dollar, has crossed the 15 Ghana cedi threshold, and there appears to be no end in sight to the deterioration of the poor cedi. And on a humorous note, this is long after government inaugurated a high-powered committee, 38-member committee, to investigate causes of the depreciation of the cedi in 2022. Despite this government appears unconcerned or unwilling to cut expenditure and continues to spend more on creature comforts instead of investing in the transformational infrastructure that will propel this nation forward. Corruption has become a new normal, and Ghanaians have become numb to the growing scandals that continue to be exposed daily. Game, Global, Nivea, Big Pen, Dark and Lovely have all shut down. Unilever has relocated its tea production to Nigeria, and amid all this, our public debts now hit a staggering 658.6 billion Ghana cedis. But we cannot despair over the poor quality of governance that has served us in the last 7.5 years. I wish to use this opportunity to appeal to you, captains of industry and the investor community, to tarry a bit more. Please don't leave our country. It is said that the darkest hour is before the dawn.
The former President John Dramani Mahama Sama Odi to Jafiankofa, the Vice President Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and also Nsama Odi Tuja, ono Ediane Zoom, and I'm a friend from Canada, and also DB Etuja FR, and our CEO summit na a course on Yenti, and also Nsama Odi Tuja na Yemra.
Speak to the issues as far as how we get business reignited and all of that. But I think it's also very important to also be frontal as far as having listened to the former president talk about some of the things that are going on from his perspective. When you listen to him. Somehow you may be forgiven for thinking he has just landed from Mars, because he has been a former president before. He has managed this country. He's been vice president before. And when he was managing this country, there was no global crisis. He didn't have COVID. He didn't have a Russia-Ukraine war. But at the end of the day, his economy that he was managing basically turned down. Unemployment was very high. We endured 4+ years of doomsday. Agricultural productivity declined. GDP growth in agriculture was very, very low. Industrial growth, because of doomsday, also collapsed. And they had to cancel teacher training allowances. They couldn't pay. They had to cancel nursing training allowances. They couldn't pay. They had a 3-month pay policy for teachers, for working for 3 years and be paid for 3 months. Chalk in school was a problem. Many parents were not able to educate their children because they couldn't afford senior high school education, and the government could not. Even if you cannot buy chalk for schools, how do you have free senior high school education? Investment in TVET was very low, and all of that. So this was the background against which we came into government. And if you look at what we have done in the last 7 years, and we are now in our 8th year, it is very clear. If you look at all the routine things that governments do in the area of development, we have done much more and performed much better than his government, with all due respect to basically.
Tiwe enso Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ensema odi atu edwano enso eno right. Mamemra na menko eyekua ene nyako ho na yenhwe limited registration ho asem. Ekua
bra.
Yenhwe limited registration no nyame admo chana ena nanka wo hyase a ye call no ba betwem no mamintiu.
Okay. Yenim se eyisi asede. That every 4 years. And kwala year to abana no moon ND 18. So I'm betting me register no matter aban ye be quanto. Ma ubia ebe exercising the right.
Okay.
By registering. I no be ma kwame nyame adom about only drew ubeti media to be.
Okay.
Without registration and obtaining your voters card. ID. Onka ho. Ontimi.
And you so say ye jai sa 4 years na ene ya technology ba na niema kone nim no ka odi 18 years na bia ya prompt ekua ene wanya 18 years ye bie kwan se ubetimi a register mp every technologically na nka wa imputu sensenka ebe kwa yisi a friend saying a pep before ebe basi amanfo de akọ we free ha ka we ni su nyina ntwa emre so se ebe yes anema
niema bi wo ho a ewo ho na yen ni yenim
yenim anase ebu ye ni eguso
yenim ebi nim na ebi nso bu na ni eguso EC offices no omo wo ho omo ye adwuma me nim se wo right se wo betimi akọ se wo ye voter ID card na ayira se wo pe foforo se wo pe se wo kwotwe ni so nya 18 the offices are there
okay
wo betimi akwakoye however ye wo nipa bi ate se de make no onim and obi nso hu ne say just o twen ma 4 years na so
okay
and sana saneka da yira o so ye renewal so whatever wakwa akoye enti eye isi no responsibility na sadie say obe kire wei no
education nkoyi
enu nti na da no na me ka say ye nkwala no na isi ni NCC for ba radio so tama na ye GBC no no ma ba aba be kire abato ni duru abre na so abato bre ma so no ma be kire
almost advance kura na
public address system woda na joy machi no num no mo kasa gu maso
na so abato na ya bossa nti wonya we kura na atwo adwa be gina so ye
wote nwum no wi a na wakwa gina nkwantanan bi so na o kasa de ye be ye nie say na wo se wo ye no mo ne ade enne mom na radio stations adoso no enne na sa ne ma we yi sine electrical your friend is saying NCC o ma jai sa ne ma nyina enti like you are saying e was some education na koso e ma nipa ne hu say ya wo card ayira na wo hia replacement say wadi mfie du nwotwe you don't need to wait for time I see ye kwa din no and sana because say amanfo nyanya say education no mudi ka kwotro mudi na sa time we so na ebet niema so ama easy
ho hare no
ho hare ebetimi aba se bi kra sa period na mufo na efe no manya 18 no na makwa kwotro mudi good enti no ye o masede wo so mo ye now yenhwe fake ID cards enkrofo de kwotro omudin omokoya nipa be 17 ye che omo opusiga edin na ma inform yen se yenye national card because we discovered say your record system had been truncated meaning say enye authentic or fefiri he kra no de ko share ha records no ensi enye peye enti e was yenya national your friend is say identity identification system legally e be kire se KODC onunia no kwasem se onunie
information nyina gu ho
obi bia wo ho
ye de hyemu a what ha say anase say ebi akane ne friend say wasese ndia ba be ye say na nyina ba be gu ho
yes
but my issue is that still I'm for the fake one koyo.
Good. And no na make a basis so no. One say KOD. Your passport, your fake wom. Voter ID, yet minya fake wom. Bibia your friend is identity card, yet minya fake wom dia. And ye na a possible say your Ghana card no. You bet me fake wom.
That's right.
Because say first no. Nanka ye national ID card obia jinidi powers the passport. Neba ne send your passport no. Yet me konya fake wom. Driver's license nyina bra ye wo fake wom.
Of course, yes.
Good. Nah, like Baumia was saying that Mahama behave like he's coming from the mass no. Those who make those cards no, they did not come from the mass.
Ghana
they are with us.
Omwa. Na.
So what you say?
Okay.
And so to me, yeah, Papa, Edemawa, certainly, on bet me a device being a nipper being so a baby, on bet me a fake, dear Maya.
You bet me a sanitize your system.
Good.
Because I'm an info na yesu woman. What the fake kwa ebe you? We o my yard 17 first 17 omutime chiom because omo de share machine no amfa.
Hono na afei na nyame aye yadoma ye dru sa junction no so.
Okay.
Say first no na o passport ayetimi ye ntu nhemu. Te se na no say na boys 3 bi we newsroom wo me hwe dipa me ensa ni nyina anima obi anim se nam se nya akohwade o. We num say no na first no obi ba ku betim de ba ko passport. Etu kwan. Akwabroche ye tu bo picture. Ana se bi kra wo bo picture kro na na nipa no e de ko ye nhu. But nyame adom anibie no eba. Anna, courtesy our vice president. Say, mommy and for sa card we mra niema we nyina no. We can flush them out. Betimi amboama corruption. Even if we cannot eliminate her, ye betimi reduce no.
Okay.
Enti say yakwa for Ghana card no edi aba. Dinti ne was still nipa bi eno na make us say other ID cards like our passport ne dey edika use no we had fake. And when also possible aba. Now it is the responsibility of is it NIA National Identification Authority to tighten
the security features na was
what you say. Said the nyame ya doma ade omo de call ye yetimi de share machine no ma amfa na ehu say ye fake no. Then you walk them straight to office na mokoye unya sa card we wan fa.
Ye nya omo sa. Let's get to the bottom of the situation issue no.
Sure. Akuya me na me de card ne buy. Mo de shame no amfa. from it nchen nama police emecheme from ko office ne babia yes card no e de ma me no and that will help us no beboa ama yetimi atu saade we yase because ye chi nipa ne sa ne age card na free ni sam na police for na kwatena counter back ne yehunahuna no ne ye jana ma ne kwa omo muti device na chi ya ade no ombeko so walk them straight to baby omokonya anya saade no e free na fe ye do ma se fe omonye system a wo de card ni shema etimi kire se we ye fake na we e authentic good afa yenhwe the basin and then registration of minors no enye new ewo ho
ba osankia progress ko yenim ennei yeda so tie dada yi ma osankia ko yenim the implications on that ennei senka obey wo hoyi oni 18 meboa oni o hwe na nka otum se o hwe na otum se 18 pepepe na me political pa no ba hu akuase ma me fan ko register ba na che se edu ho no makoto aba no yen hu the implication of it because documented o china bi na bia bibi yes what the 8 years that be more 16 years then no so akofa san for Friday aba but it's up to us as citizens, it's up to us as leaders of the nation see atimi ehu the right thing to do yen hwe yefu any person kuminya at the expense of obi innocent child no was send abrabo
enti ni nyina so ye isi no asede because isi me office ena mode saade we eba isi no na wo se o lead crusade ema omo hu se we be ma it is a criminal activity enti wo a wo di akola ne be register ye ene akola akro na wonim se wo website and a school ma wo no wonni 18 na wo ba recriminalize you na punitive measures asotwe bia wo ho no e wo se ye de ma to deter others omo mayi omadwen so omo so be ye bie no nanka esisa ade na no kwan registration and elections the fundamental for want of a better word okay the yeshushe wo mu free
fundamental
aims free fairness and transparency and if we cannot have it wobia obe fault obi obetia samra we no na mo paso twi bi na mo de amanti sesiye no isi mo che e wase mo koso aye nkyerɛkyerɛ ma se obi mpo beba be fa me makua se ye fake identity na ye kwa akotwere wudin a mempa asem nti mesi mitie isi for say na kwan na tie say na nhye na tie memfa me ho kura nkoje because nyame adoma na se nyame ambo ame na me koya a wo kyena say na beto me nti isi for ene waso
me da sipi awoja
keodi
maminti we
at first no yen ni petuntumi Ghana for kura titiro na ye wo problem how kasia pa na ye woni say one ye ma menom na omu mpe date bo se pass wo beka se wo da sei na date ni ye sei no na ni ho
na abai no so ye den
ye career ni sasata na ni bie yi ma sei ye career ni aye kra ye hu soso ide na ka ye ti ni ye nuru bi da ti wo ye smallish sei no aye punya anwa sei no unyanya 18 years na mom se ye hwe bia ne ho soso a we de wanya 18 boti a wona tiko no wakwa akotwere ndi mi ho a de na ne honam soso no kra no bonya nuru honom no aye portrait kokko ana yesanso wo problem bi se we de wo koduru honom a ye hwe se de ne ho soso no ko mo ko be na cho ye misa ne hwe yabu ya nia se ye school yi ne yanko ne ntamo se ye de yabu ya nia gu niema so saa ana niema se ye se ne Nyankopon adom yenya krachefo obi honma wo ya ne dawi kura no watchira ne ba ne date of birth kama first na yedi ani buo sada no kura no otumfo ye we ye o ana me wo me ba no ni afa ni ye be calculate akoye chiama no ne hono na me ko wo me ba na afa na no nipa be rock ye brain ni yakọ calculate wa chire e dia ma nipa no but say de Nyankopon adawro ma yetimi bo date no still sada ni wiayen sese ya yesi ya ni abie na ye bodate no still ye de ani so atimi ma ye ma awia ye ho fam we ne honam soso Wobi a obo ne ba date ni no honam hihya wanya 18 pa abosi ye deny akoda no ewia ye pa enti se de yetimi fie ho nto abrofo no de nanso nka eho no mo na ke ye ka ho asem ya yeah eho madam fu bi wasehwe nipa nkodi lie so se ye kotwiro ye di akoye hwe what wa krenkren ye de ababa mail mu enka te se de MTN for update ye wunya wo birthday abosi ya send you message enka yisi fo so upgrade wo mo ho na wo ma hu si wo bia data nie anase NIA 18 years ne ba ya krenkren ma me no kra na wode ne ba no de ne number ye no yes se nka school ye take akoda bia data no obe wanya 18 years wo ma me no kra na nka aka wo waka chesa akohia we de wo makwan ba fia wo se wo yisi office wo na akotwere wo din because say wanya 18 menya message yenya nru sabre no but mom ye nyire ye ho ne enkoduru ho
da ben
se de be ya ne manwia yen
da ben
na manwafo yi nko na achim ya adwene sa ne ba se nkrofo ma ene ye do mo kotwere ye din mo asusu se yisi o se na ye o se wanwafo monya madwuma yie na mo upgrade mo ho na se de ye si AI ene ye kro na yehu se eniema nyina ye technology ya digitize eniema digitalize ina enkaja etimi aboa ye pa
all right
enu ameka se amanwofo mo na hayen wo ma aka hu bi na eros we nipa 50 ajo mo aka hu wo mo ka hu bi enu se be kan wo mo ka hu bi na we nyina bam ubosi wakohu no maami bi onu so ta wanko na wo peska agye waso mi beje ne honam soso na se kwa ya bo aba mi timi ka chen se je me wigi se wo bi be ware osisi a we mi say he wudi mi ko jam mi sakase be se me do ko free SHS ye be je ontem enti ye so ye ka hu bi na manwofo no so manipulate yen and wo mo de yen e gura to pressa enti in fact ye time say e wose ye ni ba ye ho so na ye di ye age no kwara titiri otu kwan a no ati ni age so na afro okodura ko jira no ohuna
o ages 3 ye wono 72 nipa kro na ye wono 73 nipa kro na ye wono 74 enti document bia ni age a odi aye enti se ukofa document na obo baby a okona na wafa ne diary
no
akɔhwɛ se we age we nam de ye
we enipa we yetimi hu ni age we say so the sa age no ekowura sra adwuma mu a ye ko training no ya akɔkora ntu bosu no ɔtwefa ne bose ya
but I say azofo mami ti ora say yenko dwasomra na abeja for metress na yenhwɛ nsɛm yes
say ye register minors enya on law from kwa harmful to nkra no na say ye di kan ka government no support NCC and as information service department na education edu fam ama ye parents no ehun say ye wo benefit bi e de mamofra no a kamnyini ye se bi be koso
na government here ye kan ni party wa ba so no ni party ni ye bi enti e be de ade a no benefit no wakosi anokwan
awo for my remfi say enkura no musasa no a privileges be ho ma wo mu se asembo kura se hu se da bi onya new 18 years and twa say yetimi protect no e ba na legal aid ni other things mu a education e ba na healthcare nyina no a ye say da yes ye hwe nkoda because onya new that age no and this who your parents now my political party bi and now politicians bi are influence na wa ma oba akwa register wan kasa na wo ha ho
that's right
wan kasa na ho fi se bedroom rebi no na twa se oba no ko nya sa akwanya no be na me se watu sa na morning ti no sa akwanya no wanya because na wo 14 years and now for so ya man ko ya 18 years e ba sa be ha adwene and the politicians ni hwe yi na fei yisi no the onus lie on easy says how mom start a change no or team prosecute wo yam fanya politics
that is when you prove there's a proof say ebia something be ya wo be and say asumesi ya wo be only 18 years say easy untimi prove ya easy ntimi nya ho hwe me na me de me ba me si wodi 18 years me wo no na ugina ho unyina ho me si wodi 18 years ebia mo krata there's a krata so the etimi ye that certificate guarantor system my ba something or the 18 years dimu register no One one or gas on 8 years.
Na ke dia be di mu adanse nya kwa be.
Ai, ah, ba da. Oh, na
dare no.
Wow.
Say, who no ka say.
Ya ko de ko 16 kura, o ka say.
We asemba otoso mi.
Ghana esi kono. Ko bi minim say. It will get to a time when the can no ano beba film. Because I won't say vice president champion say ki ya wo abufra no an ke man Ghana card. Me diri ye say sie nyina ye nyasa understanding ne issue Ghana card and ama wo mo mofra se no a sa situation ye kan nyina be ka bi. Wo enti ye nsom ye say ye wo abufra no a ye man ye man nyina ngo ho. Ye wo abufra no ye ne Ghana ko konkrofo am so advance can say na tie. And 18 years now, call system no be you say, hey, when you're 18 years.
Ghana now call hospital, friends hospital, who I am my birth certificate. A child the birth certificate no. As I call birth registry. As I call for what's I call for Ghana. Anyway, right, me go just na fe yemfa some no honor be jama betra na yahwe.
And unti na digitalization no beboa
yes.
Yo yemfa sida kese ma anti Mary scribe mixture say wa ma batan asomajo omo. Akoda ibe so na wo hunu ba bia akoda no. Bibia ya ha no. Na eye ne yafunu a emfra magina ne yam na bi so kra ne yam na ati mame wo akoda ya akaw na makonu wadia eti wo yafunu kaw na akoda no so de aka no yam tim na ne yam atim mesrope anti-Mary scribe mixture from akoda no ebobebo nanum tom na fe esane ne yam mese ba bia yeton robia okwa benya bi ato na abo na abusua no
amuzu garlic bitters no efie bia ehia bi zinc ewom na sulfur etimi boawo ema wodan na ho esan sa zinc ene sulfur no relax wo body no ema wodan na ho enti obi a wontimi na anadwo no wonkopa bi na wonnom na allicin ena facilinum mumti no etimi ma wo be ma mogye efusane ewa wo sex organs ni mu na a prevent wo sperms no se de be ya endamage obi a wonya diabetes meto nchia se amuzu garlic bitters yi ena ebeboa no Wubako Heba Shop Bia Kopebia to Afre 0247 776743.
Mamin Kafu MTN Pick and Pay Later and Informal Ayapa mobile phone be a person using no. Any a sibling your office. I would doing in my gun obu rubber beer. Now one casawa baba bet you phone we me pay. Now fear no ya the home boama, but you crank crack. Ready dra. Na and as we some red run or waffle idea. Now did you say my woman say yes, I'm 2 gig free data 6 months no. Na what media ko internet e bebo ye pa. Bo re show room ahodo nyina bi na ko yi phone na wo penetria kanka.
Enti say ya wotena se e wo fia wo sofa na ye sisi dem ne ho no. Mesro ma ne nkonanim. Obie konanim to so ko anim first de na ya wotena ma na ato asidua so. Ebi so kra wotena ma na ato awuram. Me pa cho say no ne yempe biem enu nti latex form for so mo ba yo mbra mattress papa wutimi da so be 20-30 years na efei woda so a eda so ma ho eto wo no sa no mo de hu nkonwa nso so aba ye friend no eye V-shaped range and a L-shape na wamo showrooms bia so kwa ya obenya bi ne bo nso da fom pa obi enkope bi ne bebo
enye asam denise multi credit buy ye enfia duonunum anokwasam se wamo bonipa esika ho ban amene ebi mu business tintre ha enti wo so fa kwanya ne so na tususu e wo multi credit we sa no pan emayi ni nam offices na wo sane nam dwomu tususu ni bi e wo multi credit na wo business betum pon
na ye maami bi wodi mfiefre aduane ko na duesia so ne ne ma yirai na awrade ye adom ne ma no se do si bo hu da ro nti yakohu ewo aputu oja na se si ehu ne man ene ni wura no so wa yira ye hu no en se si ade ne ma na ewo abode ene same ho ewo aputu oja ho entu kope na ka se wo hwe abode anase same a ene ombe kire woni ye ma no nti maami se woti yenka anase woti menka na woni maami no a kache se ne ma no a oyesa ayira ewa asafo no ene se ro mahunu aputu oja enti wonko ho na wonko je
Medima Fuheba, Dr. Time da so, Dr. Na wo gidie nti yare bia wo kwa na wahye bre atoso, eya wo na wo pa na stroke ko Dr. Time da so, anope hwese wa bie e wa atwema gogo, ya no afre 0244 774282.
Hold on, na meaning komomra. Ma meaning komo. Ma meaning ko na Minister in Force and Deputy Director Emma or IT for MPP. Yening komo emfa some Korea ni NDC for no edin komo efa hono. Seven, good morning.
Good morning, Minia.
Na Minister Ompumi ya na no pay.
Oh, yes, and TV aboko.
Nyamia sepa, right. Mami Musa say nyamia aduma awchina na limited registration no eba na wiye. Ma mintie your views about how Niema Koya your expectations say emitie meka the party's expectations say mumitie. Any a whole lot of other issues raised by who among form of the fake national ID cards echo register National Authority for Card they buy Identification Authority for Card they buy Ghana card equal register Mombasa amount for the core the first day ni hunkron be by na fee the expectation and now you see air pair or more exceed. Mami team views about that one.
Me that be nearly committee for the sense registration there say a better America ninya yen MPP yes set your target is setting the target na near a woman say yen target na there ye busua ye meeting say normally as a party we your best set targets are a was through easy na ye did say bibia akoso kama osha figures are eba and the way the whole registration process now, I think it has been well. Beginning na say when you kakaba due to network issues ne and but any violence kakra APPM from various registration centers. Maintain one say we in the 18 when nigga gun the knee when you say all those things AMPP say it could have been avoided. Most of these things could have been avoided. Easy proposal or the buyer or the core parliament are don't come for NDC for Indian to say you use to Ghana card. And most of these things would have been avoided. In fact, the president probably to NIA so within a short space and register a lot of people are try to get you onto the national identification authority system. Linya no part of nation building. So one when him send your money most baby papa bi a dey ba my boy bi a amanyo ko bi dey be on my imagine say omo and then I went to 2020 Eco PMO registration, various registration centers, a bit prior Gemunina Eco Buyer. But apart from these pockets of violence and SCC or various places in there, the GDC figures are sending out and no one.
Right now, the Amame Busa question when they say it looks as if say the NDC for no bomb subo say money is no a nakrana person mo boamona mu wini aba mu wiem na mu wini aba ne krone ba sansa memotia. How do you respond to that?
Oh, say NDC for the taxes I don't know. Anytime omo abeshe petita kemo be won so mo be di ncho no mo probi di asem. Senebe Asia, no man can say Yanka say so yeah, MPP, yes, and yeah, planet, yeah, to my day, yeah, set a target. During the registration process, every single day, you policy registration, also challenges, also we are keeping track. You money, yeah, when we can send the job day ground, and yeah, Casatene is yeah, easy I say now almost power 26 no almost so cry na ye be win so almost say MPP for an area of 2020 ye declare election figures about clearly obi almost MPP win so almost catch up on say almost no me di nkunim MPP na party e simi court say we win about so good results. Estimate to the record a whole Supreme Court say or for challenging results or no. You be that okay, 10 now we are near fair mount or the mini results. That my yoke we are serious.
Okay.
So we put the yesterday and former seven said that yes. Omen who say about 2024 about to send a TV on bedding show.
And you know, my said, yes, I know.
Almost the adjojo almost it out for Akoma. Sana, I almost taxes are on.
Oh, okay. Right. Miamranra, the course so SEO summit ebaso na ene Dr. Baumia fresh a bit mia nka mahama inshano na one-on-one omo enibeti. According to the former president, wasi mubedi aban so enyema aye basa nyema kwa ne koso mu enyema also expenditure also mu ye na mo de bo mo boga na ka na mo de ehwem ho sebe enyema betimi akos inflation koso dollar na this na depreciate against the dollar and a host of other things no they are to edwa for ho na almost mabo modern mu a kasa ne mai entimi koso mo so mo kasa mabo modern eche omo. How do we convince Ghanaians say the mo kano yemfa
Medasipi na say yen de asema Dr. Baumia kan Andre e wan kan bibia e wo green book mu nsema kan nya yen nsema e wo wan kan confirm so mutu ko ya yen hu mbi no wan kan trees so e ko plantain wo no fa SSA nsema Dr. Baumia kan yen nyina achievement e wo look Ghana uchoweni a ma obi na ada obi ase ANPP aban na na kufa and Dr. Baumia enye adwuma o from sector to sector we see Dr. Baumia very very well within a short time na papa ni akwan kasa yen nsema o kagu ho no me amigidi say na ato obi aso from employment, education, health, road, infrastructure. This government has achieved more than any other government in the Fourth Republic. Clearly, and it is there for everyone to see. Relatively, our electricity has been stable for 7 good years. And yet, now challenges has been resolved. Now we've had relatively stable electricity, and everybody attests to this.
Okay.
Education-wise, infrastructure, about way apart from the massive infrastructure projects about our SHS level to accommodate massive intake, from 700,000 to over 1.4 million enrollment in SHS. In increasing infrastructure, we are invest the SHS side, and can you to me first halfway for even basic education? That's from basic P1 kindergarten to GHS. Massive infrastructure. This government, our Ghana have an in every region, every district, as a universities. Oh, almost way. Look, about way by and you're making sure that even the infrastructure of various universities and polytechnics, technical universities, the infrastructure, just to make sure we are enhancing education. And yes, it is unprecedented. Health. Look, about say, only you see 111 hospitals at a go.
Okay.
By the end of this year, now almost about 80 something are ready. Mama by no kind of cancer near University of Ghana Hospital, near your friend Range Hospital, near renovation. In a Range Hospital, you may be a fee on my peninsula for Bresso, Mills, that was so. Mahama so bet twice so when it took President Nana down to come and complete University of Ghana Medical Center. What I say, Range was an existing hospital, no Mahama very no here, so down at the home of the phone.
Okay.
But throughout the whole country, hospital projects, of course, Agenda 111 alone should have shut NDC up. Mama say road. I'm the king of road, king of infrastructure. When was the last time I said NDC forecast Mama king of infrastructure? Because Nana don't go for the neighbor Dr. Baumia. At the time, almost 4,000 kilometers of road. Now the neighbor over 11,000 kilometers of road, and this is evident. Who took around the whole country? You can see this everywhere in Ashanti region. But yes, but majority of the roads have been done.
Okay.
In the election where you say, next time we call here training in my central region for, may you see Yamransa Road, ascend to Yamransa Road. Majority of the roads were done. It's only a few places on Nama, some few potholes, but then majority of the roads were done.
But can't you say there's some item of Nyama, former president, Eka say with all these things, more hiding behind it. Those say more right there, but you have plunged the country into indebtedness, about 658 point something billion Ghana cedis. Somebody Ghana Kwakuru.
So, also the actual Bessia, Abai we aba. Yabo Bessia Kiswa saying any other government.
How? Explain.
I'm telling you.
Explain.
That's 58 now. Ono Mahama, President Mahama Ekano. Ono neka obubotu ho. Dubious energy deals are also signed here. Etu ho take or pay. Say you producing electricity. No, say I said let me explain the take or pay when it to you. Who are got generator? Now generator the capacity here 10 kVA. Also, we have 10 kV. But generator and capacity say 10 kV. So produce now you so when you so. So produce you say when produce you. Who you for it? When the don't my sign agreement visa. A cachuche di ono President Mahama no a bottle ono. I don't know a paper so I'm going to produce 658 billion or no air can was
Anti quantification, or quantifier, if say 658,000. No, Mahama dear woman says, "Oh, Kabuma," because you need do a MPP before doorsteps are not.
Majority of me friend me driving to me be a computer and mouth actual figures.
Okay.
But majority of this 658 kaya no Mahama ne kaninyana ninya if you no ankasa. Na mambo body obebu ye eka obebogu ho loot create loot and say ombeye ye. Look, Mahama Bemupe in a competent court of jurisdiction. I can say abino create create loot and say yenye drum niam boy I am my no. Mahama Bemupe no bit me boss say. And it is evident. Obviously, look at the number of his ex-officials. They've been convicted and jailed, and some are paying. And it is evident. Opagogo, Mahama officials who have been jailed from the Suba deal, from venture capital, NCA, all these places, creating Lucy and share. All these a car, Mahama Bebogu or Ninga account that could do 658 things. Into Mahama Cast a car bagana, all show no Gatanano.
On account
one the boss, Aka Webu, and I don't go for the buyer, no, what try to would But unfortunately for us, Yaredin, the Ebebo, we are Japanese. I plunged the whole world. Look, let's be fair. Go around the whole world, from UK to the United States to almighty China. China for the whole world is in economic chaos. Inka ahunche abewi as NDC are buying the seswa. Inka bana $100 and 100 Ghana cedis.
But what have you done? Then my year to address the situation. Yes, me too.
Relatively, MPP I'm managing this economy very, very well. Anything that despite the problems in the world, so petrol shortage will be there. Nebo nebi akos no be shortage. Who say Ghana nibia per gallon the issue petrol. Fuel shortage. Relatively, electricity are stable. It be bien why you say the ane shortage. Abayi making sure that all these commodities are in place. And okay, some na confident ba no. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo made a very profound statement. I have say, yes, Yari Abe, you better take measures to save human life. I say, Jenny Pankwa, Say ye kasa ye be di economy na ti anipa be wu. Ye nim say ye de nipa be back to nkwam. Be economy na de ye nyambre a ye basically the economy na back to nkwam.
How are you going to turn it over? Better not turning because people are still crying. People are omanfo soon. Inflation, bank rates, loans, interest rates, how are you going to turn it over? Because Ghana for look at all these things. They don't care about COVID. They don't care about Ukraine war. They care about what is happening in the country now.
But in 2022, okay, yeah, dollar ne koya could do 16 cities, area 17 cities. Fuel prices koya could do 18 and 20 cities. As I so to say, by they do 9 cities, 8 cities. What I say, the banner in the history of Ghana, no one say some of these commodities, dollar, any fuel, assorted. But it's me, so to say, you see, I find air cost rubium due to the fact that a lot of payments has been done to contractors and spending is going on. There's a little chaos in the system. But me, I believe in this Nana Danko Kufado Baumia government. Say, yeah, almost $1 no, in the 18, 16, 17 cities. Ebe do 8, 9 cities in 2023, no. That same government now bet me assign a working Amanasa Badaubium. This is the government I have faith and believe in. We are still problem speak as a problem member we are still. In your time of problems and adversities, no. Driver bang now would the obey me this problem na send would you say obey me akwada. Mahama time now you need COVID, you need Ukraine and Russia war. And so still you to me that so for 8 solid years when to me and solve the problem now. Ni also best of answer of course sign energy deals that emia ye kon a so this ama eka amene.
Okay. Major Mwako, but me musa question na fe minya na fe wetimi akọ. Na ma ye ka say ye ka ehun sem say beboa ma economy na timi atene si de ne betimi assign get up stronger against the foreign currencies ne na sefo ni nyina no. Ene ye ka say amafo adwemo say amafo etie the mumienu nyina moka. We are Canadian. You have the right. Some betimi attend my name nyina etimi akoso. But to the ordinary Ghanaian, and they been bo and I betimi dia share said this time around. Some send the 2 million a share a MPP and someone. Dear me huni bill.
That's it. Near betimi I can say, look, and this year by every boy my my way to that. Now, luckily for us, MPP so every on my way to that. And in both dispensations, Ghana for a better critical, who handles this nation better. I believe in the MPP government because anytime MPP was on, he agrees in them for. Although I want to but among for Eddie Mumbai secondary school, they don't have to think about tuition fees anymore.
Okay.
I want to about we are saying, thereby, what buying then all year for one. Which of these two governments do you see clearly say our plan? You check the two governments, NDC and MPP. Every day MPP spells out correct policies maybe policies A, B, C, D way na maybe. Since I'm many years since 1992. Me who say NDC akwa election omaka policy that. In 1992 no more policy in the same. 1996 no more policy in the same. 2000 not then and now on for campaigning. 2012, no policy, apart from a tier of the map saying in the BKK. MPP, we are resolute in our policies. We know what we stand for. We know we stand for the prosperity of Ghanaians. We stand for education. Yes, and this is Ghana need social interventions are on my back from NHIS, from youth employment, from school feeding, free education. Women in policies are abandoning their to despite the global challenges, no, Emma Ghana for one high omo. And the Ghana is for abaya or dream or beyond fanny and MPP.
All right.
MPP nearby, yet in to Emma at the for I want high omo.
Right. Stephen Forson, a deputy director of IT at the MPP. Stephen, that's an anobe.
That's the team here. I mean,
right. Na dear eno every ho air banono. Right. Wine and a air canocre. The onus is on Ghanaians. Yen ena yebe decide. Ti edru honoma 7th December 2024. Madam Kokrobotina are ready. Me card no de bia me sorry an ma fa no ma hwe ni no ma hwe se bia correct. Na edru sa time na chese Madam Kokromotino akọ yi. De o se odi ye man nanim. Menye wadwen se wo vote sebi o. Yesi se ye koye decision. Na se wo sebi unim nyansa wa ankoye bia nkwasiafo no kwakoyi leader e de amount na ho ensem enso eno no enti ene me panel na trase Jimmy Boachansa, a member of the regional communication team the MPP or Hasanso ena mia minua Moro Yakubu, member Ashanti regional NDC communication team omushia hanu ma nchia nkwa so betwa bom ho hanu Moro
immediate so are you
akwaba
senior mejo so
boko de
na me dia che
esia che kakra
papa
ese gi ho bibia ekoso
inshallah bibia ekoso
se de mashishe
se de ma se ne woni tua no
ne ma forma se
igusu a ya shishe ne ma kakra anti
next year there
you see us coming back strongly
yati
now no nothing be dwa na enum money di
no say
o say giok so mo money team and a scouting tournament be buy na che no asha first group na dey there be na uhu ya wani aji na ni agigidi o da be say giok share first go elisa na o dey asema ba so ya je born you wi 3-1 o say say na mo timu na say ba na be ho
that's right
sene
akwaba
yeja
boko de
nyamiadum yegusun ka de
nyamiase yeso wa me peche onua na ka onyam na meka
so no kwa wa me so no ye wa ha on kutati na utati
mi o we try say hu mi anu say o boy duma je coffee so
eno ma coffee
ti coffee na
de ukra won se kutebi mo raw coffee won se kutebi ma no pe utwa coffee
anyway me sha se na hwe enra CEO summit eba so na the two candidates for the two political parties are humanim e Ghana ha since 1992 constitution e bae no two parties e na rule Ghana na nyina kodi nkomo e wo summit yase ba omiani how right there bet eto ahoma e ma infoni e beda so kama ma ne kasae former president John Dramani Mahama e den sama hodo bebre etudwa na yedidi nkomo so afa so wetie bi ma yehwe nsema former president tutudwa na yehwe the current situation of Ghana and the two political parties no why ena ebetimi aboama Ghana akọ promised land Yakubu ba me chase for everyone
ma me nchia one wetiefo ene ahwefo ma gibre ehwe wo internet afidin tentan so ma me nchia NDC fo nyina the free branch level the BBC regional level Eura Augustus na kwasi eda nyina no chama bebia obia no machia na machia His Excellency the incoming president His Excellency John Dramani Mahama 7th of January na me adumo formally me invite e be concrete so
say
inshallah Kesben so be body mo
okay
na swearing in so mo dey about life they drew on mo the first time baby and you see onya dey enka na waka say unua obuoni na unim ayi minua na no okasa no this is my first time of hearing his voice me hu na nim
Stephen Forson
Jimmy the usual communicators and then
oko Facebook and the page ato the MPP abon check kama
we NDC we appreciate young talents
yes
and now here Abranti and so Abranti mu so deputy IT so tinka or restricting who's to sa IT near man that discuss the economy and so on.
Why?
Besides Ghana debt now almost say any contribute a majority of it and saying the account was say or drive it. Say Cabo friend in Kuwait I drive it. And then maybe but you see there be a public knowledge. Enka Abranti unim bibise anke danitrim.
Oh, susu wonim.
Na nyam susu na me susu. Ghana debt public. the NDC abo wote akonwa mu na wonim se yabo a ye digya wo mu no wonim ana meboa ena wonim se sie data ewo honom nti sabe se bibi fufuro bi o wa se je so no na wo so kire ana meboa he who alleges must be made to prove. He's not able to prove it. And the say they are not finding solutions, but they are finding blames.
Solutions.
What do you trend, you know? Ye ja to me ma omono. Omo ba no blame ni na se bibia nko ye John Mahama me boa de ka kire me. Enu free ho. You say COVID. Me wa COVID. And a sika bam nsem pa. That year me can physical year near the whole yes, but a particular year.
That's
COVID
2020.
And a sika bam nsem pa. It be a grant,
free electricity, free feeding, any free.
And no massa digit taxes be seen a COVID tax. Wa bra say COVID in new. Me boa de catch me. They are still taking taxes. Sack of BB the COVID tax. I didn't hear ye insurance free, the electricity free. But idea ye de che free no so ye say tuamoka is that free? Akwaje ho bosia now they my if you wo san ho taxes. Be sine wa yi ta a friend say what's the COVID ni ho bi nya sa no aka no. WHO crash so the abas bontenze COVID no bi anhwe no ho yi. Say obi ade ne ho in terms of COVID. But still na ogusu je COVID levy. Nti dia hin na free no. COVID sikai ena mo chema party for.
How?
The former deputy vice chairperson of the Northern Region, who happens to be who doubles as your friend say Sanerigu, former Sanerigu PC. Was it as PC? Onyan in some 50,000 as deputy chairperson of the region, 50,000, 100,000. COVID booty na chema womono.
Every COVID won't buy.
Na no,
many a tear phone yeti. Tim Peso,
Mamma, no, Anyamina Meka. Mamma say, Sika, President Akufo-Addo ni Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, COVID Sika buy or Mochema yeno. Media minya yeno, says Sika no crime beside my party for. Na yeti krom ha say, COVID the buy no, Keodi, Utia Fidiati, ya bro 50,000. But why MPP ninti amanu 50,000? NBSSI. Sika, yadema party for her. That time no say ubie na say also wo failure. 10 years na wunya nwie. But ubeko Jimmy mu area no ma twetwe forms no omo twetwere party fooding. Obi on mo a eba 60 million. 6,000 new Ghana cedis and what am na making. 60 million sika dada no. Ya recover say sika no. Omo ba be chair say sika no ma sabi party for. Na so obi e PC. Na say COVID sika wonya 50,000 a. Regional time abenya say. Does it surprise you when Canada Japan says he say Busia Kasia and Kofuya ba o mabo. Ye hu ni omo di aye hwe Central Market. John Mahama ba John Mahama na yesi asantimam ye to aba ono ya wonya kakra bi no. What the 3 years na wie KJT market. Central Market mo meto aso. Mo amanum to mo sima kwa kwaji sika bi kura ba be kan wana meboa. Na sika no wa hia say 2 years in a contract anchor site. Sika no mo di no amanum Canada Japan say sankofu o mo di e bosia na o mo san wia de ko amonone kogu amonone banks. Chasamo na enye nwanwa a home minister timinya ba $5 million good in passing you $1 million no ni mo for 6 continuous months.
But you can't attribute to say area.
Oh,
so to me attribute.
Oh,
because it's not been proven.
God, me say,
me
say, men can say, men call cry. But minister, say young first can go bank, na Ghana economy in Gruana meboa. Bani diegum passe. Men can so we are, men can we asamo.
Okay.
I am saying, say, almost ye the sika kogu banka. And a bay and this is the case of Canada, Japan, so about Bontia because or move ye sika no kwa kogu abrochi banks.
Okay.
It is a Wagana has here on Fangu Bank or the Beguni them. Copim so the Bakwa brochino, a guni them, then passing. And a Ghana banks. Mobile almost so my clean up, meboa.
they use 21.9 billion a year clean up. Me wan hwehwɛ mu according to Parliamentary Hazard. Now compare to me 9 billion that sustain this banks. Almost so John Mahama buy what this Kakori bank and at the end no mudi and I'm not try obi na mudi na too. Doesn't it serve as a deterrent? Does it mean say indigenous company be court to grander yet sabe yan koso na sen because obi di sika. Adentina mrano na yetimi collapse banks. Yetimi collapse microfinances to a number of about 300 microfinances. So, it's Ghana nyina no nka microfinance bia no employ 1,000 and multiply by 300 no. Nipa say na lose omo jobs. Aba betina fie. Wo sisa sika. This is a country senke serious pa. A whole Canada Japan onye nipa ketewa ho. MPP mu no omo akọ gina say ento omo so aba no mbeli di MPP. He happens to be a 7 member of parliament on the ticket of the MPP. I say, Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia and Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo during primaries, no more say only $800 million. No one stepping down. Says Kano Munya no him. Say Obi, IT director of the MPP. Na sabe o kan economy ho asem na anko yi a me de beche no but niam bi wo honom na say yan chechire mu yi a emfa especially sa energy deals. Do they have anything different from what we did? The answer is no. Omu by generational capacity ben omu de aka ho through their deals. Yeah, they na no more extend me bo de catch up, you know this. Yeah, they na end there no more extend it. Yeah, deal no. Yeah, say 5 years. Or mobile no almost 15 years. Amerino. And never yeah, deal papa no. According to Omuan Kasalo, Attorney General, was this deal near deal papa. It is a deal papa no. And much more yes, say, Abaya diano. Or mobile Oman some area commission wa. It's papa ben. What alternative do they have apart from the deal now you sign here? In any case. Yes, say.
Now, I'm not trying for that 8 years because somebody say no crese monamo restore capacity na se for now. I'm gonna be the home for so. You have to wait for 8 solid years and son you to resolve that Dumso situation.
Dumso never was President Mahama making. Good.
Yes.
Consistently.
Yes.
Ebinum crowd they are so for the fight here. And then on say every time be a grow as a population. So one Sovia. Definitely, as population grow, you would need, a capacity. I would be so and so on and so forth. And government upon government, even when man penny kufu bui crowd, they can you know how insufficient that was. And no crazy and a complete here. Nti, a Babedru say, me and a man swasa across, I mean, Jesus Christ. Why not? And was say me John Mahama. And yamin am di dum so ba my baba inherit. Amemu so do inherit a japade no inherit ka. Nti say my inherit japade na say me da. E ka ho so o say me ma na ye dey. E me dey me solve. And you remember Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia saying say John Mahama e solve dum so a ohia credit bia me bo ade ka kire me. Nti wa solve dum so say I will give you excess capacity. Say excess capacity no. Yem fa bi emma yen neighboring countries. Yan toma omo say ebre ko nanim na population growth say ne e outgrow akosombo. Na say generation no nsuye ya ne akoje ya de ne de apa. Na anu ya President Akufo-Addo wan kasa ne de ma Burkina Faso yen sa anyem famra. Enti what alternative and dum so ho? Sa generation na ya de ma wo mo no. Yeah, they are no more standard. They don't have any new idea on board. Sa Ameri deal ya na yeah $510 million. Yeah, deal no. Omono aya kopem 5 years. Omu wi ano mo jama ye no. Mo ba ye no. Mo ye nsatraye e ma no more than $1.5 million. And no and as NDC MP samu mani MBA an na hono mo a anka president a wɔte hɔ a ka ɔno no wɔgyina president yɛto abama no no wɔgyina nyinaa na mu o eti sɛ deal bi na sɛ enkoyi a ɔse wɔgyina ya na mu yie ana meboa ojai yɛn hwɛhan ma ne kɔ parliament sɛ nyɛ NDC MPs a ɛna gyina ɔmo na so hu sɛ korɔ no ne dream die ɛwɔ mu a anka president a wɔse ya misleading no anka wɔ hwɛhan ɛma yɛ boy korɔ no because he is part of it.
Okay,
eti ne yɛ ka nyinaa ne sɛ sika na ya bob sia ba besi sesi ya sabi amene ye eka amene ye. This is the only government at the end of the day woko IMF ya se wonye debt restructuring waye sabi no hu pataku ne sekan a wodi eyi nipa no etwitwa nipa tiri ho hwe he kata woyi amanfo wa hase now here the domestic your friend is say bondholders dey any problem because what three and say guachi now external debtors so hu ni ekwan amode ye fa so etini ameka nyina akwakosie nyina ne say sika no wo mbotom Canada Japan say besi o maburu nyina no mo say the foreign banks eho ana omudi ye sika no kwa akoguo omo fum sika no asif say echina emma eti eneba bia Ghana da no according to engineer your friend is say former general secretary omu yi na di friend say Kwabena Japan was say economy no led by his excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as your friend say head of the economic management team Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia omu mienu combine I'm making sure say economy need that stretcher so the way football miss me football say obi that stretcher so I say akukọ mpekura I want me na there
thank you
ambulance mu a woko IMF and so on and so
Jimmy.
So that is the reality.
Mami ti oswe.
Apart from say
moro thank you.
NPP are being led by
thank you moro bedasi Jimmy.
Killed you, right?
I killed it, yes.
My main fan cheers from Kumo Bibia Wajibra. Me man chian and yatin Titi Apa, me chair the general secretary. Me chair Yura, went to many the regional executives were Jumasomo and origin him. Chairman Odin Hoko Kwapia, so me didn't chas from Kodiamano. In Shayaso constituency member of parliament, Honorable Dr. Stephen Amoa, Michiano, na Amansia Saudi so CID, maybe will be a meeting chas from Kodiamano. Ayana, once some of these topics are battle bonuswa, Ayana are very, very necessary for us to understand and appreciate the effort of all the political parties. Say, ubi jinesimpi suna nipan kase. With all these political parties, some better na kunyaso no, oman contribute to the development intro. But in common aid, you perceive who say Nyami Aduma on the 7th of December. NPP nya 8 years. NDC nya 8 years. With these two political parties, me ame kotuaba. A sebio minim deno. Why na mi free say me tuma bademana. Baby o mine ye dru. Enima ya femu de ye pese ye ne dache no mato ba e de mana obetimi aboa ma ye dru bia ye do.
Okay,
that is a conversation. And clearly ye hwe enra the CU summit I koso man Ghana mo and some more the two main flag bearers of the two main political parties, the MPP and the NDC e de beto abonten and who come na ye di.
Yeah.
What you see? Dibia me kasazim we. Me no yakasim bi, and I would like to correct that. Krumhana yete in two kwai. NDC and John Dramani Mahama did not complete the KGTR market. Please. They did not complete the market. It took the MPP the year 2017 and the year 2018 to complete KGTR market.
And a hot percentage no my year dra. For
the percentage, you know,
to me, but at least to me, at least
Intina make us Kruma. Prior to December 2016, they wanted to commission the project.
Yeah.
And said you Ashanti region is not like any other region. Nana no penifu Kruma. and they made sure that the needful was done.
Okay.
Because the project was not completed.
Okay.
And the fact and say the NPP
came to
complete the project.
Right.
Likewise, Mobeto affordable housing project. It took the NPP to come back to power and come and complete the affordable housing project.
But will you give them credit, sir? At least on that same way, very good. Say more credit for what they did. Almost say could do baby possibly and son Mubako completely.
And perfect. Almost say they could do baby.
Yeah.
Almost say time. Time almost say. But you maybe so time almost say. Almost started July 2015. Uba power 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 July. Prior to the following year to about.
No, Mbeshase.
And to say Busian Yako GDBC, the affordable housing project. Nanka interest I agree with Busian. Ubia obey and I just say no cotinemono. Cost I the man. Yet the interest in bishop.
But we believe that governance is a process, and for that matter, some of Jibusia, for example, Euro projects, say Kufone Shase contract.
Very good.
But when Timianye, the process in crack, do be and sana. Yes, yes.
Asamna wokan krana e very very necessary was be a okoto about December 7th. Asamna woka. Sekufo foundations ni nyina ye bibia de to wonoma. You see in your NDC4. Let's come to the Ashanti region. They should give us one in few or three.
Oh my.
Okay.
Okay. But at least they started. They started something. Moro, please keep quiet. Moro, please. Okasa, Jimmy, just address me. Moro, Jimmy, address me.
Asana yekani nyina say in few or three. NDC 2, NDC 3.
NDC 3 no need.
John Mahama, NDC 3.
I don't know NDC 3.
And na Ira Atamels here NDC 2. And na Ira Rollins here NDC 1.
Sending him few more tree.
Oh, sending 8 years, 4 years, 4 years. Oh, they say the Busumi Sia Mepacho Dynamic Casa.
Moro Missile. Miano.
Listen. Penny 40 program.
Mepacho, Jimmy, just address me. Yes, Miango, yes.
Asama can say money very, very critical. On the part of Ubia, we will take a decision when it comes to 7 December 2024.
Yeah.
Say, as some who can make the basis. Say, Benin for a leave the foundation. You reject.
Yeah.
But in 8 years, Opesa Asante mine and Penifoni Muti regime Mutias, yes, 8 years in your want to mean complete Bakokra.
Okay.
Here, Yabai. Out of the 6 projects, and inherited from the Kufuor administration by NDC.
Oh, man, they
completed 0.
Okay.
In 7 years, Nanado Danko Kufuor administration, and Netepa, are you operational? Nurses and doctors who are more Juma. You go to Bekwai, and now Menuka say, are you operational? You go to Konongo, and now Menuka say, are you operational? You go to Fomina. And now Menuka say, are you operational? A project I must start you. Ya uncompleted. I bank we better ye.
Or completed.
Said ya mo but 2 projects are mujade 2 honoman. Yanka say a NDC in the star Sintino. Ya bunny be completed and Munyam send be called Yama NDC. And then go to Kumewu, are you operational? Go to Fomina, are you operational? Go to Tepa, Konongo, Segua, go and see. All these hospitals I inherited in Yinan has been tackled. In addition to that, Yankasa Yadia Yabeshasia, Kadia, Manson Quanta, Sabronumu, Anomanje.
Those in Ashanti region, no?
Fully completed.
Okay.
5 fully completed. In addition to 19 Agenda 11 hospital projects.
In Ashanti region.
In Ashanti region alone.
Okay.
You go to Trede, you roofed and painted, finishing air coso. And now Minuka say the Agenda 11 hospital, 111 hospital project, 111. Ashanti region Konya 19. I represented 17% of the 111.
Okay.
It tells you that this government, Neni, won puntu juma ho again ye magana fo nyina te ase o hwe the address Ira Mahmoud Bawumia laying on the table yesterday now, and as bold as he is o demand say Ira Mahama say why you ready na wa boa na ho de a omumienu omuntina pono and even as a vice president o tie me as a vice president ono tumi a wo mampani dada John Dramani Mahama unyaye as mampani a the total sovereignty of the state was vested in you no a wotumi di ye adwuma no ono wonya sa tumi ni that total sovereignty no nya bi but he's calling you to a debate say brane entina pono na ye nyina no mfie wotwe no yemfo no say mimpo me ye mampani na yimbu kontam fa nkyere Ghana for that is what he's calling for hwe utie ensema Ira Mahmoud Bawumia edit to pronounce and now be give reference say you buy and megawatts in yemfa bi nka ho that is a total force Mr. Nonko Kenkai. You buy from 2017 up to date. The Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration has added 1,746 megawatts. Oh, please. Oh, Kasanamti, don't do that. Masa, ye ding na men kasa. Basa, ye ding. And some now can ye nyana na yemi.
I say more my extension. Yes.
Oh, Kase. Oh, please.
Okay.
Please. Please.
Please. It's okay.
Please.
Please. It's okay. It's okay. Mami too. Jimmy.
Me bacho. Which me akase extension.
But whatever it is, addition.
Well, whichever way I addition. You see, the creation of megawatt is the core point I look at. Okay. And for the statement I will pass here, no. See, buy and for megawatts bianca. You were specific with megawatts. And I miss what yes, even when you go to the north, solar, it has added some megawatts to our energy system. Yes. So if you say specifically, say you buy it, then it means what you are doing the worker. Again, you are going to find here. You're taking over the administration of this country on the 7th of January 2017. Progressive SHSR, not previous government has started. The cost was paid by Nana Akufo-Addo and Mahmoud Bawumia.
Omo ye progressive no. Omo di akana tom ho.
Yes.
And amona mo betua.
Ye betua sa cost no. Ye buy ye. Na wo di school feeding car. Aye Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration and betua ye. Ye buy ye gas. Na wo free gas e wo Nigeria and gas. Aye Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration and betua sa kan.
Say basa still ye free and I free. Still say free. And this time we carry money to go and buy.
This time around, your system one, you matters I agree. And na a payment system I agree say. Okay. You be used to say they deliver and then we make the payment.
So I want to ask a question there. So some say about 2025. Na NPP abandon the woman. Definitely there will be a car that government will inherit. No one to be to Anna.
A be dependent on the fact to say you be payment no. Based upon the agreement in Nigeria.
More agreement say
that the problem I never heard when before we took over. Okay. No kadum so. Okay. What was the issue? That problem in Sika.
Generational.
But you see, because who here gas now their power engines no.
So I'm say clear na enye generation na mum na ye ka.
Okofa ships in the buy. Okay. Okay. And they run on fuel. Okay. I hear the gas. But you see, you buy ye. You have took the same gas now. What time would you buy it? Okay. But the situation has been different. Okay. What you see, in terms of making sure, say, we are providing efficient fuel to the machines or the ships. Okay. No, can be say, yeah, the ABCA na ya commission. And your commission na ya the ABCA na ya. We understand, say, transferring the power, okay, from baby I bet to say Momodisi to the northern part of the country and even to the Ashanti region and other regions. No time of power and be free one maybe do and near lose some of the power in terms of the transmission and losses are incur. And we are buying us we efficient. What do you do to make sure say all these losses are one way or the other are moved away?
But this one, they said the Electricity Company of Ghana, they said don't take that credit because Omo and a trans and analyzing who say this is the situation. Omo the bar
electricity company.
They work under government. That's
electricity
true.
Company. Oton power na the Ghanaian.
Yes, the yes.
In this electricity now say Omo can they electricity ne move the buy.
Okay.
Okay. It is for even for them to even come out and say Omone cars, I think it's false.
Okay, I agree. Maybe I didn't call them well.
Let's understand that we are under a unitary system of government whereby everything rises and falls on the government of the day.
Okay.
What you when we have a minister, okay, a minister, Matthew Poku Prempe or Tia Guma will make sure steady affairs. What to Niema to make sure say be happen now. Can you undertake this initiative without the ministry, the energy ministry?
I understand you.
Yes, so then maybe one we need to understand and get it straight. So going forward, the here Kenyan say, Muma Ghana 40 years say, economy amudija economy yarin nam namana eden atu dompe. But by the grace of God, Nyakupon ada Roma, dompina amudija yano. It made the started free SHS in September 2017. The preceding year after, I feel more catchy say, "More we nam na to dumpe," and it's very very disheartening. Say, dumpe na mudi jayano, and then they muche post. What you see? About 7 months to election, and this creative office in Greater Accra, you started a yeche post, and a very very disheartening again to say that what you. You were clear on the fact to say, 7th of January, you're quite in. Policy ben na mababo ntiabe kache Ghana for. Adiem pa na mu what different thing na mabe kache Ghana for say ye maye kwan ne ye ba. Ye ba ya bua magana ye jira na so ye yema manfo watom. You've not said anything.
24-hour economy.
Now say omangaza mu nchechire mu mponchire Ghana for. Obia won a point or the free 24-hour ni moba.
Okay. But I want us to ask, can a person answer some specific questions about what former President did raise here? Now, oka inflation, as some say, and muma pencil inflation equals up to 25%, interest rates between 30 and 50%, depreciation of the city, Ojamo 4 cities, Mapeja Edeko, 15 cities. Now, more government, more remaining on concern. And I'm unwilling to make me a expenditure. And I'm more spending money on creature comforts. We in summer or two instead of investing in transformational infrastructure. How do you answer to these questions?
When we talk about transformational infrastructure, the transformational infrastructure I can want some I'll see they are part of these digital platforms and they through Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia create. And ne metias is ye. Se me pese me ton tadia. I don't need to go and get 30,000 currency shops and sell my ton tadino. Through digital platform, I can sell my things out.
I'm saying our employment cost what they cost somewhere 8 point something, what they call 14 point something percent.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was specific on the figures. Or see, this government has created 2.1 million public sector jobs. And then 975,000 private sector job opportunities. He was specific. The NDC and John Dramani Mahama should come and tell us that they have created so and so private sector jobs and that they are 8-year tenure and then public sector jobs. Some of my figures, we have given them the figures. 7 years, 4 or 5 months now. Public sector, you see a 2.1. Yeah, specific.
Okay.
Private sector, you see a 975,000 job opportunities. Private sector.
Okay.
And then I specific, yes, and at the comfort of your home. So, Facebook account to crown be the 200 now. The somebody can buy and send you the address. Who could deliver?
Okay.
At Yamano.
Odyssean, what will you say?
Yes, yes, Chasia, building this foundation. You know, no more in Chasia. It represents Kufo Shasia with the Ghana card system. Say, in register, you make sure say a Ghana card will be a binyan in the 8 years of the NDC. To what extent no much me decide we could do here? Because we realize they say, hey, digital address system I had to buy it. So also be delivery system. Ubetene fie na why order na delivery service dia brewa. So we need a proper digital address system and nipa ne ba wo send location ni address the man. Ubetimi afa kwan so no dia de na be gyina fie nim no. You cannot do it.
Okay.
So with all these things put together, the government has been able to deliver the mandate and the Ghanaian bia ejetum say even though we have not brought heaven to Ghana, but the ability of this government to make sure say a nearma or monfuni here, the dada ya sitting. And let me, Mammy Bob by Nabaso.
All right.
Ewo adie we specifically na me for manunsi. Share and at the NDC, we saw them cancelling the nursing allowance 350. We saw them cancelling the teacher training allowance, the teachers research allowance. Almost just because they first which was not a world crisis. And then another them go forward.
In the world crisis.
We are for nina. Abesay amana would akumu, but yanka say. Because of that, you try free teachers more.
Okay.
Yanka say because of that, and the nurses students almost say. Nursing allowance delayed is better than nursing allowance cancelled.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. DJ Opaidemo Kumasi Swami. If Ghanaians make a mistake and vote for Mahama, Ghanaians will surely eat their children's food. Children's as food when they know. I love MPP. Greetings to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Odenho Kokwapia, Honorable Maxwell Fosubuache Swami MC, and Honorable Elvis Osei Mensa Dapa Afano South West. Ono Edia or de Abrene Anope and so and ono right ma memfa we so and twaso na afi memrana monka 1 or 2 bi na afi yemi ahomatrofo na monsum nrem ewo ensema atodwa ene anope na yenka honsem we say amwani efita as a man Kessi, the best person who can continue the good works of President Nana Akufo-Addo is Dr. Baumia, not former President John Dramani Mahama. Regards to Frank Esiedu, the Queen, aka Protozoa, to whom next MP. All right. Yada say, Komensa Pillar 2. I say, Dome Kwabenya, Dr. Baumia is only one who can build better future for Ghanaian youth. Let's support him for a better Ghana. Regards to lawyer Mike Okwe Jr., PC for Domi Kwabenya constituency, and Honorable Yaya Kasim Ata Eke CAS PC for Amasaman constituency by Ko Mensa Pillar 2. Ono Edie Enono. We Ese Masood Ewo Bantama. And also Edibia Brain at no pay. His Excellency Dr. Baumia is a catalyst to defeat JDM at the polls in December 2027. NDC is daydreaming. Band has shared cabinet position already. They will be shocked when the results are declared. The battle will still remain the Lord. Baumia Twaso hashtag ono edie eno from Lawrence Boacheke Buche ewo Asenua Asorin Kwanta near Unity Oil Filling Station. Good morning, KOD. John Mahama cannot under any circumstance be compared to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. All right, and also ewa drink today. KOD, we are appealing to both the governments and Dr. Baumia to seek to Ghana's health services drivers' welfare and mechanize the IGF drivers to enable us work confidently and efficiently for Mother Ghana. Jam School, Ewo Swami, and Odiwe Abba. We as lawyer Aaron Michael Quay Jr. Yana messages in Ewo have outlined his 5 key initiatives for Dome Kwabenya constituency, which are education, health, infrastructure, security, and employment. All these initiatives are here to move the people of the constituency to the highest level. He is not coming to do a discrimination or to be discriminatory and political vindictiveness, but Dr. Lawyer Michael Quay Jr. is here to help build up the gap. Fellow citizens of Dome Kwabenya constituency, let's all come together in Voruke and no Dia or the by we ya or Sankide Taifa and or the way a free abba. Mamenko na menhwe Musa Abata on also Edibiaba on also Aka and Sem Ahudo Bebre Ewo Hanum. mo friend me say munya na menye me phone lines no esa na disrupt me mesre mu pi madaroma Musa Batra waswase was a former president Mohammed's statement highlights a critical issue that cannot be overlooked. The closure of major companies such as Game, Glovo, Nivea, Big Pen, Dark and Lovely, and the relocation of Unilever's tea production to Nigeria are alarming indicators of the economic challenges we are facing. The staggering public debt of 658.6 billion Ghana cedis further exacerbates the situation. However, our 24-hour economy is a game changer for our current economic turmoil. Moro,
Senior,
over 1 minute.
Arahusem, but you be funny, sir. Jimmy can employment alaji Mahmoud Bawumia can say what create Ghanaians and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Unemployment rate I'm over to a little over 8%, and a hovering 14.7%. This year I can say the only glaring employment you buy what creative and sustainable that if you are able to exit plan no was NAPCO.
Okay.
And I can say NAPCO 40 fair do 12 months.
Okay.
I'm telling you, look.
Now this year, man, because of for out of time.
Obi, I say what chat message any allowance. Now also Obeba na betua. No Obi ako school 3 years for nye baako krada. And Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia as head of the economic management team nimse sa akra na tie. Nti afen do ko finance minister. Nti finance minister sabi ye be menetua enzo. You see, that is the problem with giving your car to a mate.
Okay.
And only the problem, and only I can't check Ghana for say driver or na say utoka driver all license na de be man na meboa enye meta say driver banza odi nanim and wo sua free no ho
but that's it more
how distance na ho
Jimmy
driver banza na so what
it
is ye de jumadi no ebe ye no ye be da o mo send messages na se we check messages about na think Ninyina went in favor of the New Patriotic Party and Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Let me be clear on this. Under the Fourth Republic, the NPP administration has constructed more railway than any other government. Under the Fourth Republic, the NPP administration has distributed more ambulances than any other government. Under the Fourth Republic, the NPP administration has built more sports infrastructure than any government. Under the Fourth Republic, the NPP administration has built more roads than any other government. Under the Fourth Republic, the NPP administration has created more roads than any other government. Under the Fourth Republic, the NPP administration has built more educational infrastructure than any other government. Under the Fourth Republic, the NPP administration has built more fishing harbor than any other government. Under the Fourth Republic, the NPP administration has built more financial transaction interoperability system than any other government. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. 0551 444 933 wetin aba homano so na one ache wo so adwenkyere ewo enseme ne ya discuss ewo dwumadi enso ho. Hello. Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Shehu ya wanyo.
Shehu mamintio.
Shehu di mpachao the announcement to be kakra 828 amanipa. On utra waik opposite unit oil. Your pipe be pilot of car prime so. Ama Ghana water flow about the pipe up to now. Other ways and other roads no. Omamba be car prime. If the time is your name ya papa. Yes, from so be kan mai.
All right.
And then secondly, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, on the Pura NPP Franca. No matter such a modern Kokwapia and education minister say audition. NBC, no moral right, corruption. After a similar forcing or quarter ambulances, Abagana, a similar court. Listen, we have press conference that commission fight against corruption. I don't know, fighting. At the moment, 2.5 million euro na demand so quarter ambulance na ambulance number by Tigana. Listen, we have radio so we defend this corrupt actually against forcing financial loss to the state. It's the second for NGC, only alternative.
All right, let us show the no. Also, bet you abaso na watch what drink. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Masako. The Rodri Dankuma.
Sak, mamintu.
You, mamintia chama wajeno kokuapia. Na mintia Dr. Matthew Puk, Prempia na Kasipana, Kwama Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. na onim se Victor so abo adwuma pa na kakra me pese me kan se ye kakata se ne ye de genya ye president okoto priaba no otwe ba ko ase re inya president a we chat o ma contract no o de Ford ho se Ghana nko president na obi nko kama mti o se ye Kumasi International Airport o ye no he nefa o de 29 billion US dollars in Kenya na areba so so he na no ya ye ko bi Kumasi International Airport fi su no Ghana ni bi enhuni Ghana for the make can say nya na do don ko Akufo-Addo ne Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia mu gidi sanse umukwa na wani swadi ho mbetim dia bo o man sanse former president mama wonye ni swadi
but that's the name Onya Victor na we Jimmy in the wahamum Onya Victor Jimmy na wahanum right bepeke two calls na fe Jimmy na SC hello
good morning
sir
me pajo Kesbeni
Kesbeni
me pajo pese me kata kakra
wo so dada we dey the same
me pajo me did ya mensa me fiti chi tumase
na me too ya
me pajo me pese me kate IPP na o ti ho ni se Ghana ha really la dia ni o Ghana really la na de ni na Akufo-Addo men Nkrofo atondi iti on board studio aya mu carry was nkra o ma me boari o Ghana ba kokra we ma onye na ni feti
but I say well na me say na say ya no mu pa bi ho ntomanti I don't know maybe last one na sorry hello yes sir good morning
sir boss I'm just saying
no ye pa your first opening
your famous sapon free kono
na me too sapon
yo and person bisa and this voice me say omo person mo say MPP nya hwe asantememu ha very good na me person me hu say sa kejiti ya omo say eno na ye the best project wo Shantri nya yi omo na de nto mankwanko ye omo stronghold of Volta region no mabayo kumasi asantememu ha
o say government here Ghana for ni adia nya baby a stronghold nkwa wo anambwa
very good Matias and na de ntina omo kwanko ye Volta region no mba asantememu no person mo chese Asantefo MPP dia Asantefo abro na omo de omo bayi see Shantri no man kwanko yin so stronghold enti omo ni anu so omo de be kaseti MPP say MPP nya hwe wo Shantri yin ha enti omo so omo sa na omo hye no so
that's it thank you very much gentlemen for free sorry so na sports na aba beto aso meda Moro Yakubu ase sanso na meda Jimmy enso ase Moro Yakubu NDC ni mapa communication team no oka ho region Hasanso na Jimmy Boachansan member our regional communication team de ma NPP omo na otu omo ka na no pe de kwabna osudan kwa metrema honorable kwabna ekuoko kwatin na sabrede ye sore so ama se Jolaka aba na afi odi agudi hunsem no edi abrain ye beda ekuapesi asare bedi akon ase na yada director kwachi enso ase on the cameras beda openia ye friend say Isaac Ansu eni omomoboaye enyina ye sorry ama sports for no aba abeto so edi amine but ma menhwe sede message bi ha na afi menhwe sede eho ensemte na yenhwe ndi ho dwuma sana ma sorry na de etie no Tony Montana ene osienka happy birthday nkoma Andra Jesse the Sanfro Nana Ama a fashion designer ewo Ginyase opposite Milano I say ene ewa wodanti we show happy birthday oko Facebook page na Mama son no da hono no fa yi papa yes yan wish happy birthday yes sorry na fe agudi ho nsem no aba abeto aso e ha amanyame admo chena ana achena no pa ye besan ehia na ye de match dwumede no abremo yakramo bye bye.
We'll be right back. Gotta pay some bills.
Hello, Auntie Araba.
Hey, Bugger, net is saying.
The person may talk Pepsodent cavity fighter. Nanso, Mr. Canin soon.
Oh, into say no benefit.
But you remember Cassiano Bar. When him send media, metia.
And let your credit be any ho. Minton Yama Bebre and no pay. So when you scout better Cassiana, I didn't know 120 nubi.
120 gram pack or ho.
And Pepsodent the 120 gram pack about.
Pepsodent, the new Pepsodent cavity fighter. I want 120 gram pack size more bar. F4. Now, when you can. Ko shop a bengo. Like Jiwo dear. Sidia Bia here. FDA. I just sank at way atum.
Fiera se de bio.
Hey, Eura.